yeah, it's a lot about clear vision. I have a more a view of who I am more. It's like who I really am in the source, in yeah, in really myself. I feel like a lot of things were put on my shoulders and on my back and on my of other people, and you just try to, and it's like I went really inside, and I feel a very close connection to who I am. And what I like about the program is that it's very subtle and yet very powerful. That's something that's something I I really feel it goes so transparently to the core, and in the other it's like yeah, it goes in yourself, and it goes, yeah, I cannot really explain. It connected me with myself, I think, and it's something really deep, very very profound feeling of feeling at home in the moment with myself. um, yeah, almost sometimes like a little bit confusing, because I don't really need a lot of other people even or of other, it's I like it, huh? But it's a choice of how I spend my life. I don't really need it. Um, yeah, because it's already very fulfilling. Yeah, and what I also like is that I I like myself. I was like, oh yeah, it's me, and it's I also like other people more. I think that's a consequence of liking yourself more. Yeah, and I feel very connected to other people. I feel very unique yet very universal. That's the thing. I think this program, it goes very deep in yourself, yet very open to. I experienced the program in the beginning more as a meditation. It made me. It was like my moment of the day, because it was like every day. And then after some days, I was used to the voice, to Sabrina's voice, to the rhythm, to the words, and I didn't mind anymore about the words. It was like more the all over energy that I felt coming in. It really felt like something yeah, something coming in, and mm, and then I think after a week or something, I began really to mention things that were different for me. How I just went to school to get my little one. For example, I was more without words. I have a little son of 4 years old, I was more aware of things when I was with him in nature. I was calmer with my husband. I felt I felt calmer overall. Um, so yeah, I think in the beginning it was more difficult for me because I tried to understand really what happened, and then after a while, it was just I really enjoyed the feeling of going really deep into myself and feeling myself getting expanding, yeah, broader, yeah, expanding. Like, wow, it was really a movement. For me, it was a movement. I also felt really some moments that I felt light coming in, and it was really strong feelings. I remember that sometimes I was really crying very calmly, but like because it was so beautiful, just like light really, really coming in. And I think after a while, things got more clear what is mine and what I really assumed what was mine. I really thought some things were really connected with myself, and I'm beginning to feel and understand that there are really things that are so deeply, yeah, so long already connected with my personality that I thought, oh yeah, okay, this is me, and I'm beginning to see clearly what is really mine and what is taught, or what my parents gave to me, and it was already an ongoing thing, because I already saw Sabrina before the program. I already knew her, so it was something that was already a process going on. But now it really became. I really felt the difference, and I feel it very much with the bond I have with other persons, with my parents, with my children, with my husband, with my friends. I really feel I feel that I can stay very close to myself. And what is really a difference is that I feel that there are on several levels. It made a huge difference already. The program, that I really feel people are very comfortable with me. That's something I really see the difference. That people come sit next to me. It's like really a movement. When I sit somewhere, people are sitting there and are telling me my story, or their story, or very open. That's something I feel, and it's a very warm feeling. And on the other hand, I'm less involved. It's a strange thing. I mean, I am involved, but I'm less like giving of myself and hoping to have the return. It's like more, yeah, being there, and just it's enough. This moment of sharing, and that's already that's something really beautiful. I see on a friends level. I see really changing. My daughter said it yesterday still, because I got a whole letter of someone And she said, people are coming to you all the time with their things, and it's beautiful because it's something I like. I like to be, but I can also it doesn't overwhelm me clearly. I think because I see more clearly myself, I can see more clearly in other people also, how I can maybe be there for them. On professional level, I also feel a lot of changes, but there it's more that I'm very clear about what I'm a singer, musician, and in rehearsals I'm making my own performance for the moment, together with 4 other people, and I'm very clear about what I like and what I don't like. I'm very clear about what, okay, this is good for me, this is not good, okay, this is, I really know what I want to make, what I want to put out there. And it's already my third performance that I make myself. It's the first time I really feel very sure about what I'm making, and also very sure that it's different than what is already made. I'm a classical soprano, and I'm making a performance with poetry and with also classical music, Monteverdi, Handel, but also with Tom Waits, the other person, the guitarist is singing Tom Waits, for example. And I was always like, is this right? Can I do this? Can I change an aria of Handel or Purcell? Can I change it with, like, intertwine it with, like, for example, Tom Waits, or, and now I'm like, of course I can. It tells a beautiful story, and it tells uh, some, and yeah, it really becomes something. Yeah, I think it will really touch a lot of people, and that makes me happy. I also, for me, the language of Sabrina during the sessions, what I loved about it is that for me it was very much about imagination. It talked on another level. I mean, I stopped to try to understand the words, but I saw the images, and that was really cool because I'm also a very much image thinker. I can get very emotional by old architecture, or when I travel, or by nature, of course, when I travel, or by and that's something I really feel like so special, and so because it's all there, and that is really yeah, it's really cool. I always felt it, of course, I think I always, but now it has become something very, like, more opened. Yeah, it feels like nature has a, a um like all these, I also dive, for example, and you see a lot of crazy things when you dive, like all these forms and this sort of mandalas in the sand, or it's, and it was always something I saw, and I thought, like, wow, this is so amazing what is in nature, or like, and now it feels like it has more come into me, nature has more, and it's a very soothing thing for me. It's a very yeah, and what I also see is that um, I really feel it because I can be amazed without expressing it. And I feel it when I'm with my 4-year-old in nature. We're like without words. And it's just like, I feel sometimes more like a very small child. That is still open and amazed. It's I think before it was more rational. I wanted to be this child, and now I it's like yeah, I try to explain it before I try to capture it, and now it's just there. Like I'm part of this whole. I'm like a little dot in this whole thing, and I think I feel more at ease also. Being here and doing my own thing. I'm also, I see it in rehearsals, it's something that's really new for me, that I can really say, like, for example, last time there was 4 people that saying, yeah, this has to be in the show. It's really beautiful. And I was like, no, it's not good. And maybe it will be in the show because the other 4 but before I would say, yeah, okay, no. And now I'm like, no, for me, it's not bringing something that's necessary, no. And that's really cool that I can say it without consequences for myself, that I don't feel guilty about it. I don't feel responsible or bad about it. Like it's just, no, for me, it's not a good thing. And I also see that nobody feels bad about it. That's a cool thing. They're like just like, okay. And it's yeah, I think it's a cool thing to feel that my opinion is taken for granted, taken for important. I think before I was more afraid of saying my opinion clearly. Yeah. It's still an ongoing thing because I'm in the middle of the program. I mean, I did the whole series of 22 plus 25 meditations, but so it's in the middle. I'm not, but I already feel. I think the best thing to describe, the overall thing to describe, is that I feel more at ease with myself. I think that's the overall thing. I feel very grounded. And it's not going like this, because before I felt grounded and then I was like a little bit, I could be lost or swept away with something, or like things were shifting a lot. And now it's like this grounding. It feels like can't go away anymore. And that's something really, really different for me. Yeah, that's something really different because I knew I had it in me, because I felt it before sometimes, but I tried to grab it back, and now it's something really stable. It feels like something really stable. I feel more comfortable with myself, at ease with myself, calmer. I don't get involved in for example, I have two children, one of 18, one of 16. And so he's really in his puberty. And of course, emotions go like all and I feel before sometimes I could get a little bit, yeah. And now I can see it and feel like, oh yeah, I don't feel irritation or what I could feel before in my relation. Or of course, sometimes I feel it, but I don't get involved in it very much, and it's just and that's something I really feel shifting in my family also. And that is something really cool, that my husband and my children, even my parents, because I am changing and getting more calmer and grounded, and I feel more yeah, it's a cool thing, because I talked about being a child, and it's also feeling very mature. It's people are shifting, and that is something I really love about the program, that it's not only for me but it's like when you throw a stone, and it has a lot of repercussions on a lot of levels. And I feel my children feel more also more at ease. We were in London now for 3 days. Yeah, 3 days with an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old. It's like, and it went so well and so beautiful. And Mila, my daughter, she told me a lot about her relationship and about her feelings, and she could really yeah, it felt it feels yeah, like there is room for it also in me. I got more room. I got more. That's something also very important. What the program did for me, it made like it opened a lot, and I have so much time. I feel like I was really involved in a lot of things that took my time, but they were really not important. And I feel like I have much more time in me. I feel it really in my heart. It feels like, oh, and I can decide. I give this time to myself, or I give this time to a loved one. But it's. I think before I felt a little bit. It's what is called stress, I think. But that I felt like ingehaald door de tijd. That time could really like grab me, and I felt like, and yeah, it's space. Yeah, that's exactly what I experienced. I put a lot of time before in household, or in getting everything good and controlled, because I'm a working mom, I'm a mother, I'm a partner, I'm combining a lot of things like so many other women or men. And now I can choose for some things, and I don't feel bad when the house is is a mess. And then before, I could really, like, this control freak in me could say like, I'm like, where is this control freak? It's gone. I'm like, okay, it's okay. And I do it also, but it's like more a decision now. I can say once a week, okay, now we do house, and it's not something that is all the time eating on me, not at all. The program made some things very clear, which were really lying very, which were important for me, because they didn't give me space. And that's what the program did to me. I think it unveiled a lot of things, like hey, remember this was important. Remember this was important. And it took away like layers that were not important, not that important for me. That I assumed they were very important. I really think I really thought it took away the haze, like the mist. That's um, an image I really like about the program, because I really felt it, like ah, like some things were really getting clear. Okay, this is part of me, and was a little bit as a little bit hidden, or yeah. Yeah, I really feel the difference when I look in the mirror. That's something really bizarre in the morning, and it's really physical, that change. I because it now it gets more how can I say, more in balance. But I must say that in the beginning I was a little bit overwhelmed by sexual energy. It was like a lot. Um, there was a lot coming loose in my really female energy, libido energy, and I was like, wow, this all this, um, because I I I know I'm a very sexual person, but in the beginning it was a little bit more. It was a little bit too much. It felt like it was, whoa, coming loose, and then some things. The energies are like more now, more in balance, I feel. But it was really also about this was really also about self-love. Um, coming, I really felt like mm, I feel different towards other women also. That's something really I feel it, because I say it a lot now, or I express it much more when other women are talking about their own body in negativity. I can't have it. I feel, I do say I can have it, but I feel like, why? It's a deeper love for, can I say it, for the female body, for the fact that we set put children on the world. We nourish them. We give them milk. We it's so beautiful, and it's like, that's who I am, and that's what I feel when I'm in front of the mirror. There is a bigger um there's a bigger thing, like, hey, this this body, and it's like more universal. I cannot really explain it, but it's more universal. Female body has become, I feel more connected to another woman that is that gave birth, or that is, the program gave me clearness. I see much more clearer in what is mine and what is of someone else. um it gave me a feeling of grounding, feeling of really stable, close to the earth. Something really, I feel at ease with myself. That is really something uh, different, and it's a stable thing in relation uh, with others, because I can leave things. I set my boundaries more, I think, unconsciously, because it's not like I'm more severe with people, not at all, but I feel very much, okay, that's yours, that's mine. So I can, um, it's a, it's a thing that goes in different ways, because I set more my boundaries, but on the other hand, I can be more there for people, I think. So that's a beautiful connection, which was before a little bit chaotic for me, to combine both. I I got a lot of mails for new concerts and projects. I really believe. I always believed it, that what you, I mean, it's like an energy you, but it's quite for 24. I am like a lot of bookings, new concerts, baroque music, things I really love. Um, so that's also really, uh, of course, I cannot compare how it would have been without the program, but it feels like at one time it was a lot of things. Like 2 3 weeks ago, there was on one day there were five new things for 2004, 2003, 2004, like new concert. I was like, huh? A lot of and I can also say what is cool about it is that I can say also no to some projects. I said no to a new project, and it feels so good. Before I would have done it just because I told so 1 year ago, and now I can say, okay, I will look for another singer. She will have more time, and now I can involve in the project I really want to do. So saying no is also something. It's also like putting these boundaries, but it's for me it's quite new to be able to put my boundaries so clearly. My relationship, I have a very long relationship already, 26 years with the same man. Um, it's it's and I it's like a gift for Kobe, my husband. He's also he's also changing, and he also tells me that's really cool. He really feels he's um like what I'm gaining. He's also, so for example, talks to other people. He Before he would be very much withdrawn and a little bit afraid of saying his opinion to other people. And he says like, it's so weird. I'm approaching other people. Before he would have never done things like this in it's like more an artistic world, like other artists, and he would be like, oh, and now he just goes and talk to them, and then later we're in the car and he's like, what am I? It's strange. I'm and it feels so good. He says it feels so, I feel so, he feels very much more at ease. So he already thanked me. Like, it's cool because he's changing also. And it's not a coincidence, because it would be a weird coincidence that after all these years that it would be now. So I really feel it's something going together. Um, uh, yeah, um, that's other things we were already working on for a longer time, and or more unveiling for the moment. But this part, of the more like saying your truth, and the more like the manly side, like coming out with your that is something he really, I feel, and he really feels. Yeah, yeah. Mm. What I also feel with my youngest, with Julian, is our huge bond. That's something I really, uh, of course, I had already a very beautiful bond with my youngest, but it's something. It's the space, what I was talking about, the room in myself. That's really something. I have much more space for my children, for all their different characters, because they're all very, very different. And there is, I feel, I really feel it when that he gets suited very, very easily by me. And that is something I feel like a very warm mom. It's really beautiful to feel like, and also very funny because he wants to get under my pullover and all the time, and he just stays there for half an hour, and then he gets out, and then, or like it's really it's super super cute how I feel it physically that he feels at ease with me, and it's something very beautiful, and I can give him much more space to just be himself, and not I already did it, I was but to not uh, to not lead him in certain ways, or to just it's just yeah, I see him more as yeah, when I say it, it's very clear, but as a big soul on itself. Of course, he is, but like not something I can co-create, or I just observe him, and he's beautiful, and I'm not trying to. I see him with other eyes. I think before I try to see him with all my experiences and with all my life, and then there was a like more rational thing going on, and now I yeah, I have it with all the three of my children, because they're so different, and I'm I'm for who they are. I'm really, I feel that I'm accepting them and seeing them for who they are, and less for how I want them to be, or how I see them. It's it feels it seems like a small difference, but it's huge, I think, in what you give as a mother, or as a parent. Um, um, yeah, I feel it because I really feel it because they come home with me. They feel at home with me. They feel at ease with me. They feel warm and safe. That's something. Safe is something I feel more with myself, and I feel people feel more with me. Most overall word for me, safe. Yeah. Mm. What I feel is very much trust in what is coming. It's more on a, maybe on I'm talking about professional level. I feel very sure that things will come to me. I already feel it because things are coming to me on a professional level, but it's like things are happening all the time, and that's this feeling of abundance, of just choosing in this abundance, like, oh wow, this is something, I have to do. Oh wow, this is and it's uh um on the physical level, I also feel it, this abundance, like uh, very warm, like glow. That's something I already felt very much before, but in, like I told before, in moments that I felt like, wow, this is, and now it's more like an overall glow of warmth. That's the best word, I think. Warmth. Yeah. I always had a good intuition, and I was always quite good in following my intuition. But there was something very sometimes destructive for myself also in my intuition. How can I explain it? I was very positive for other people, and for myself I could be very harsh, and that's something I feel. My intuition is my friend for myself also. It was cannot really explain it. I don't compare anymore. I don't know why I think about this, but I think before I compared, and I don't do this anymore. I don't know why I think about it. Lightness is what I feel is that there is a sadness gone. But that's a really ongoing process of my, I cannot say that it's like just happened in this program. It's an ongoing thing. But what I can say is that in this program, the sadness, really, some years ago, I had a feeling that there was a sadness in me that could never go away. And it went in a very, it went in a very slow pace. This sadness went out of me. And then now it feels like, like I'm seeing it more, and what happened with all this and what it was and where it came from, this sadness. And it's revealing. It's quite revealing to see. I think it's more a process that I begin to understand that I may be light. I can be. I think I lived for a long time with the assuming and thinking, okay, this is mine, this sadness or this feeling a little bit, it's part of me. And I think Sabrina made clear for me that some things are like I always feel here in my back that it's not, it doesn't have to be part of me, but it's an ongoing process. I feel I have to accept that I can be light, that I can may feel light. Really on a physical level for me. It's really on a physical level because I already feel it here, but it's like sometimes my body takes it still very, it's normal that the body takes, but it's, and I think even that can change, that I don't take it physically, the whole sometimes sadness of the world or the whole things that sadness of other people, or and that I don't take it physically in me, because it happens unconsciously that you just take it. And I always thought it was really part of me taking this, and okay, I go to the osteopath and then I feel good for 4 months. But I think it can also change. But that's an ongoing thing. I think it's a process. I also, for the first time in my life, I made my own songs. It's really the new thing with the Mirko and a bassist. He plays normally with Arno, ja, nu niet meer, want hij is gestorven, he died. But with Arno, he's like more in the rock and pop music. But we really fell on each other, and it was like, oh wow, we have to do something with classical music and this. So we make soundscapes, we make our own. We made a song together on a text of Bukowski. I would never have done it before. And last week I went there to listen to it, to see, because we have to do it in the studio. And we really liked it. And it was like the first time. So it's a process. I still need, of course, to see how, but it's already in October. We will premiere it. There is already a date that we will put it out there, and it will be the first time. So things. I really think with music, I think I have to do my own thing. But how and with who I'm confident that things will just fall into place. I'm very confident about this in music. And for the rest, I think I feel I feel more who I am. I feel more I need, for example, I need a lot of I want a lot of life around me. That's important for me. I want a lot of peace around me, harmony, rest. I already did some sessions in the previous years with Sabrina, so I knew her already. And for me, it was eye-opening. My husband went to her, some friends of me also. So I was, from the beginning, it was already very strong for me, very helping, very really eye-opening, because she's very transparent in how she explains the things she sees and feels, very clear in how she feels it. And for me, it was really touching the truth very much in the previous sessions before the Venus Light. So she helped me already a lot. And I really felt some things were over. I'm relationship with my parents, for example, it really changed with my father since I went to her. But then in the Venus Light, when I started this program, I really felt a sort of the things going on in me. I could explain them to her, and when I read it in the book, some things, it's really it does. It's a strange thing, but it does what it promises, and that is something it's like Sabrina feels sort of responsible for what's happening, and it's something I really felt very beautiful about this program, because it costs some money, but it's like and I cannot really explain it, but it's like for me, money, and all my family is like now, oh, okay, the money is no issue anymore. In the beginning, it was Kobo was like, are we sure we're going to do this? Because it's like, and I was like, yeah, it's clear. It came on the right moment for me. It came on the right moment, and everybody feels like I also feel like, okay, this I have to do this. It's on the right moment. It's on the right place, and I feel that Sabrina wants the people who do this program, they really want them to get the best out of it, everything out of it, all out of it. It's like I feel she's very involved, yeah, in and it's beautiful that it's involved. It's like like when you have a midwife who helps you with the birth of your child. My midwife, she told me one word: "You're doing good," and that was everything I needed. And I had the best birth at home under the water. She was like, "Yeah, you're doing good," and she didn't say anything more. But sometimes it's just what yeah, it's just you do this program and then you need someone besides just to look. It's like an external eye to look how you're doing. And it was strange because the things I felt she saw, and sometimes she brought new images that helped me uh, see it more clear what was happening to me. And the universal part, yeah, it's very personal what's happening, because she also relates it to my professional life, to my singing, to my family. It's very, very personal. And yet when you look in the book, or when you yet very universal for everyone. And that's what I like about her approach. And it combines that it is very universal for every human being. Yeah, and very much involved. That's something I think it's very important. It's like when you have a midwife and you feel she's involved, and just it's important. Just the feeling of being carried through the process, until you feel, hey, I'm doing this myself. I'm carrying myself, in fact. I But it's like someone standing beside you, seeing clearly, or like a mother would, like a midwife would, like a good friend would. Yeah, feel it like very warm. I also told her everything. Things I feel sometimes like I don't dare to say it to some people, or I feel ashamed to say it, or maybe it's not, didn't feel one moment of shame, or no, not at all. Yeah,